This winter has already proven itself to be one of the most punishing in recent memory, following the catastrophic winter storm Fern in late January, which killed more than 170 people across 20 states and left over 1 million customers without power. The United States has barely had time to catch its breath. Now, another highly active weather pattern is taking shape, and forecasters are warning that the next 7 to 10 days could deliver yet another round of dangerous winter conditions across a wide swath of the country. The setup begins with the jet stream, which continues to play an outsized role in this winter's relentless storm parade. A pronounced dip in the jet stream remains anchored along the east coast, keeping temperatures below average across much of the northeast. This configuration has been acting as a conveyor belt for Alberta Clipper systems, fast-moving, moisture-limited storms that have been streaming across the region and depositing light to moderate snowfall from the Great Lakes through New England. As of Wednesday, a large low-pressure system is tracking across the northeast, dragging with it an elongated band of snow stretching from Indiana and Ohio through central and southern New England. Snowfall rates are generally running between 0.5 inch and 1 inch per hour. While this does not carry the destructive power of the nor'easter that struck the mid-Atlantic just days ago, which produced blizzard conditions from Delaware through to southern New England, with snowfall rates exceeding 2 inches per hour and wind gusts topping 70 miles per hour, it is still enough to create hazardous travel for millions of commuters. Meanwhile, an atmospheric river event is developing off the Pacific Northwest coast. Forecasters expect a portion of that moisture to push inland late Wednesday night and into Thursday morning, producing light snowfall along a corridor from Des Moines through central Illinois and back toward Indianapolis. By Thursday afternoon, this system is forecast to expand slightly, potentially bringing snow flurries to the Washington, D.C. metro area, West Virginia, central and southern New Jersey, Long Island, and portions of extreme southern New England. Isolated strong to severe thunderstorms cannot be ruled out along parts of the southeast coast as this system moves through. That Thursday system, however, is not the major concern. Attention is rapidly shifting to the weekend, where model guidance is converging on the development of a potentially significant winter storm. The mechanics of this weekend setup are complex. A powerful high-pressure system is expected to build across the northern plains and the Midwest, beginning Friday night, bringing with it a fresh push of Arctic air. Simultaneously, a separate area of high pressure is expected to develop across the southern plains. Wedged between these two high-pressure systems, a corridor of moisture is expected to organize and intensify. Because surface temperatures in this zone will be cold enough to support frozen precipitation, forecasters are now flagging the risk of heavy snow, freezing rain, and sleet amidst southern. A combination that can bring down trees, snap power lines, and make roads impassable within hours. Late Saturday night and into Sunday, what begins as a scattered area of light precipitation from Nebraska to the northeast is expected to grow into a more coherent and intense storm system. By Sunday afternoon, computer models are depicting an elongated band of heavy snowfall stretching from Nebraska eastward through Indiana, Ohio, and into Chicago. Near the warmer southern edge of this band, sleet and freezing rain are possible around Kansas City and St. Louis. The National Weather Service's blended model guidance currently shows a widespread area of 3 to 6 inches of snow across the Midwest Ohio Valley and Northeast, with some locations potentially seeing significantly higher totals. Confidence in this weekend storm has risen noticeably over the past 48 hours. Both American and European forecast models are now indicating a substantial winter weather event, though they continue to differ on the precise track and intensity. The American GFS model is suggesting a widespread 1-foot-plus snowfall across parts of the corridor, while the European model, which was notably slow to capture the last nor'easter, is painting a more conservative picture of 3 to 6 inches. That uncertainty means the final impact could fall anywhere in that range, and residents from the Central Plains through the Northeast should be monitoring official forecasts closely. The potential for ice accumulation is drawing particular concern from meteorologists. From Kansas City east through Maryland and Delaware, the window for freezing rain and sleet Sunday into Monday could be significant. Even modest ice accumulations of a quarter-inch or more can render roads completely impassable and trigger widespread power outages. Given how aggressively this winter has already attacked the nation's infrastructure, over 300,000 customers lost power in Tennessee alone during the January storm. Emergency management officials in the affected corridor are likely to be watching this system with considerable anxiety. As Sunday's storm matures and pushes northeast through Monday, yet another round of heavy snow is expected for the mid-Atlantic and the northeast. New York City and surrounding areas have already recorded more than 21 inches of snow since December, well above the historical average of around 14 inches for the same period. Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., and Boston have also carried above-average snowfall totals into the final week of February. The prospect of another major event hitting cities that are still dealing with the aftermath of last weekend's blizzard represents a serious cumulative burden on both infrastructure and public safety. Looking beyond the immediate threat, the weather pattern shows no signs of settling down. Long-range model guidance suggests that as troughing develops along the west coast during the first week of March, the flow of moisture and cold air will support conditions favorable for severe weather outbreaks across the central United States and the southeast. The arrival of warmer air masses colliding with residual cold will create the temperature contrast needed to fire powerful thunderstorm complexes. Meteorologists at the Storm Prediction Center are expected to begin monitoring these setups closely as March approaches. Temperatures across parts of the southern plains could surge into the low 80s, even as the upper Midwest remains locked in the 20s, a dramatic contrast that historically signals the return of tornado season. This winter's ferocity has been shaped in part by broader atmospheric dynamics. A stratospheric warming event in mid-February temporarily disrupted the polar vortex, allowing Arctic air to surge southward in repeated pulses. Sea surface temperatures along the Atlantic coast cooled far faster than normal this year, running as much as 15 degrees Fahrenheit below average from northern New England to the Carolinas, providing the cold ocean backdrop that helps fuel intense coastal storms. La Niña, though weakening and expected to transition toward neutral conditions by early spring, has contributed to the jet stream configuration that has kept this winter so active. The bottom line for the coming week is straightforward. Another significant winter storm is taking shape for this weekend, with impacts expected from the central plains through the northeast. Hazardous travel, potential power outages, and heavy snow accumulations are all on the table. Residents across this corridor should finalize any preparedness measures now, before conditions deteriorate. Official forecasts from the National Weather Service will continue to be updated as the storm approaches, and those updates will carry greater precision as we get closer to the event. U.S. Storm Center will continue to track all active weather systems